a leading international money transfer company. Money remittances is our business. We send money all around the world to over 200 countries, and we have the ability to send and receive. And of course, Nigeria is a very important market for us to receive money remittances and money transfers into Nigeria through our banking partners in this country.
So Nigeria is fascinating for us because we've discovered the Nigerians are very entrepreneurial people, and they travel the world and they want to send their money back home to their friends and to their family. So every year, $20 billion are sent from abroad into Nigeria through the likes of MONEYGRAM. And it's hugely important for Nigerians here to pay for schooling, to pay for health, to pay for weddings or family events. And the beauty of our service is within 10 minutes of a customer walking into one of our outlets around the world, they can be received here to the 4,000 or so locations that we have in Nigeria.
Okay, that's interesting. Now let's look at your competitors.
No, of course we have competitors, yes. And the biggest competitor is actually one that may surprise you because it's the informal sector.
Okay.
That is one which has historically been the first one there to transfer money, and it also happens to be the riskiest way of transferring money. We've all heard horror stories about people losing their money or the person disappearing, and it's also usually the most expensive because there are lots of hidden fees and exchange rates. So MONEYGRAM has been very successful because it is pretty much the opposite of that. It's very transparent, very reliable, and the money transfer happens in just a few minutes. So that's why we've been very successful, and actually it's great. We like competition because it pushes us to offer a better service.
Okay.
Like Hervé said, it's the ability to send money very, very quickly, 10-minute service from America to Nigeria in 10 minutes, fast, reliable, and secure. And so, of course, when the alternative is to send it in an informal channel, where you don't know who has your money or how quickly it will arrive or if it will arrive at all, having this reputation that we bring is obviously one big differentiator. The other is our size, our global network. We have over 300,000 locations around the world in 200 countries, over 20,000 locations in Africa, and in Nigeria, over 4,000 locations. And these locations are via our partner agents, which are banks. So we work with and partner with all the large Nigerian banks. And so you have the safety and the security of the bank, and you have the safety and security of MONEYGRAM. And these things put together is a unique factor in Nigeria for the Nigerian consumer to receive money.
Okay. Nigeria has a reputation which is completely different from the reality of doing business here. I mean, we only find that our partners that we work with, which are the main Nigerian banks, are very professional, very dynamic, and very eager to develop the business together. So doing business here is fantastic. It's something we do every day. We have an office here in Nigeria, which really with a great team, and we don't have the perception that you're sharing with us.
I think you raised a good point about the issues of reputation and fraud. And so what we do is we try to bring a high level of professionalism to money transfer. So for example, to ensure that people aren't being scammed, we make sure that the very first thing that they do is that they know who they're sending the money to. When a sender goes into one of our locations in the world, elsewhere in the world, the agent will ask them, do they know the person that they're sending the money to? There are very bold letters on the forms just to say stop. Unless you know the person you're sending the money to, then you really shouldn't be using this service. So what I like to think with MONEYGRAM is we're doing our bit to help raise the profile of some of these channels and these remittance corridors in the past, which historically have had problems. But we can add a level of professionalism and a level of globalization to ensure that things are safer than they have been.
what we do is money transfer, and that's all we do. So it's important to realize that for us, it's our core business, and this is where we focus our attention. In terms of the area of compliance, we comply with of course, local regulation of all the countries where we work. Also the regulation of the United States, because we are an American company. And so if you think about it, that means we comply with all the regulations globally. So we're very much in tune and in contact with the regulators globally to make sure that we ensure the best protection for consumers. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's to make sure that when you send your money or when you receive money, you're sure to receive it and all of it. And that's why it's such an important part of this business.
The market and the world is changing at a rapid pace. Technology is changing, and in fact this, the phone is changing the world, and it's changing money transfer, it's changing the way consumers behave. So in Nigeria, which is a big country with a big population, only 10% of the population is banked. But everybody has a phone. And so at MONEYGRAM, we think about money transfer and say, how do we get this money safely and securely in the hands of Nigerian people, whether they have a bank or whether they don't have a bank account. And so we have the ability to send money from the US or from the UK using a phone or using online. And we can send it straight to Nigeria into a bank account, or we can get it to be picked up in cash, or we can send it and load it into pocket money. So using all this technology, which is changing the world and changing the way consumers behave, we're not immune to that, and it's impacting the way we operate, and we are helping to drive this change within money transfer and remittance.
So it's the unbanked that we actually serve very well, because we offer a cash-to-cash service. Somebody in the UK would go to they would send £300 over here. All they need to do is to provide a reference number to the recipient, who would then walk into one of our partner banks with that reference number, and then they get handed the money in cash. So actually we serve the unbanked very, very well. We add a phenomenal service to perhaps something they wouldn't be able to easily get that money otherwise.
Just to specify, in Nigeria, there is also central bank, CBN, is pushing for consumers to become more banked.
Okay.
And so we also work with that regulation so that people who receive money either have a bank account or have someone with a bank account that can be their godfather or godmother in a way. So it's so that's the way the business is going, and Nigeria is gaining in terms of level of banked population.
Okay,
I'd like to say thank you to all our bank partners here in Nigeria who've provided a tremendous service for us over the years. We've grown fivefold in Nigeria since 2006 through these partners. Thank you to all of our customers who continue to use our product. As Hervé said earlier, it's the feedback from those customers that will help us evolve. And thank you to you today for taking the time to come and speak with us.
Thank you. I couldn't agree more. A big thank you to our customers who trust us, and welcome to all those new ones that are coming after seeing this show.
Thank you for taking the time today and allowing us to speak about MONEYGRAM. Right. Nigeria is the growth engine of Africa, and Africa is the growth engine of the world. So we're very happy to be in Nigeria here with you today.